Ollie and Luna are the kind of pair that reminds you of an old married couple. Quirky, loving, and completely inseparable in the most endearing way. Luna, with her clingy affection and zero sense of personal space, is the classic needy partner who always wants to be close. Ollie, on the other hand, is mellow and quietly patient, the type who might prefer a solo afternoon golfing, but ends up indulging her because, as he'd say if he could, happy wife, happy life. Their bond is natural, effortless, and deeply heartwarming, especially considering the lonely paths that led them to each other. I first met Ollie back in 2017 at the Animal Rescue League. He was older, his coat a little dull, and his energy quiet, but kind. The moment I approached his cage, he pressed his tiny nose to the bars as if to say, "Hi, I've been waiting for you." Staff told me he once had owners, but they moved away and left him to fend for himself in the streets. He had medical issues, was a bit rough around the edges, and had clearly been overlooked by adopters time and time again. But not by me. I knew right then. He was coming home. The second he stepped through my door, he laid on the floor and started, making floor biscuits, kneading away like he'd finally found peace. He was home, and he knew it. Exactly 1 year later, on Ollie's Gotcha Day, I went back to the rescue to donate supplies in his honor. And that's when I met Luna. She was scruffy, disheveled, and worn out, curled up in the corner of a cage. Her fur was tangled, her eyes tired, but there was something about her that pulled at me. "Who is that?" I asked. They told me her name was Luna, and that she was one of over 50 cats recently rescued from a hoarding situation. Despite the chaos she'd been rescued from, Luna didn't seem scared when I approached. In fact, she looked at me like she'd been waiting too. I felt an instant connection. I knew I was supposed to take things slowly, introduce her to Ollie, gradually let them get used to each other's scents, ease the transition. But Luna had other plans. She was ready to be a cat again, to receive the love she'd never had in 12 long years. That first night, I kept them in separate rooms, just in case. But the next morning, I walked into the living room and froze. There they were, curled up together on the couch like lifelong companions. I couldn't believe it. They had found each other. And just like that, everything changed. Looking back now, I haven't regretted adopting either of them for even a split. Second, what started as two separate rescue stories merged into one shared tale of healing, companionship, and the kind of love that quietly transforms everything. Ollie and Luna didn't just find a home, they found each other. And in doing so, lives that words can hardly capture. Their story is proof that even after years of neglect, pain, and loneliness, love still finds a way. It sneaks in quietly, curls up on a couch, and reminds us all that it's never too late for a beautiful ending.